Hello, this is Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Today's video is going to be regarding Jennifer Soto and her route home the night of the birthday party, and then what she did in the morning, and some interesting information that is in there. Let's see if it matches up with the statements she made in the documents. So I'm going to put the route that she took home, as you can see right there on the screen in blue. Now, the first ping I'm going to use is 10:07. The legend they had on the screen on the PDF file blocked the 10:05 and 10:06 pings that they had. So somewhere up in this area is where she worked. And at this point, she is heading towards home. And there's a 10:08 ping right there, 10:09, 10:10, 11, 12, or 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15, and we're all the way over here now, 16, 17, and, she's getting close to home. Home's right there. That's 10:17, 10:18, 10:19, right around in this area, and then 10:20, and 10:22, she makes it home. So if you remember, at around 8:30, that is when Madeline made it home. So let's take a look at what Jennifer said. According to Jennifer, Maddie had her birthday party on February 25th, 2024, beginning at 3 p.m. hours and ending at an unknown time. Jennifer had not attended due to being at work. Jennifer advised her sister had dropped Maddie off at her house at approximately 8:30 hours, and she believes Stefan had arrived shortly after that time. And that is correct. If you remember, the sister dropped her off at around 8:30, and it shouldn't have taken that long. So apparently the sister lives near there, and it seems like the phone kind of pings in an area where it's possible the sister may have lived, and it took a little bit longer. So what was interesting about that is it appears that Stefan Stearns adjusted his time too, because when he arrived in Kissimmee, it took him too long to get to the house, and he arrived at the house at around 8:40. It almost seemed like he intentionally wanted to get there after the sister dropped her off and then left. Stefan informed Jennifer that Maddie had taken her nighttime medication and was getting ready for bed, which consisted of taking a shower. Jennifer arrived at the house from work at approximately 10:30. So it might have been that Stefan called Jennifer on the phone and informed her that she'd taken her nighttime medication and was getting ready for bed, which consisted of taking a shower. It's interesting that he mentioned shower. It's almost like he wanted to mention it so that there was an alibi of why maybe she had taken a shower. Oh, yeah, she's just getting ready for bed, but perhaps he had her take a shower for a different reason. Jennifer arrived at the house from work at approximately 10:30 hours and sent Maddie and Stefan to bed at approximately 11 p.m. I asked Jennifer where Maddie and Stefan slept, and she stated upstairs in bedroom number 4, and she wanted them to sleep up there because she needed a good night's sleep, she said. It's not, absolutely seems unnormal to have somebody do that, but I have a feeling Stefan Stearns was able to sort of groom Maddie and Jennifer, and it made it seem normal in their household to do that, since it seems like Maddie needed to sleep with somebody. Even her friend said she needed to have somebody with her when she would do various things. The grandmother stated the same thing. Perhaps Stefan Stearns used this information to his advantage. Now let's take a look at this. I asked Jennifer if she visually observed Maddie on the morning of February 26, 2024, to which she stated no. I asked if she had heard her, and she stated she heard people in the kitchen, but was not sure if it was her specifically. Jennifer then stated the last time she had physically seen Maddie was on February 25th, 2024 at 11 p.m., just before they were sent upstairs to go to sleep. On February 26, 2024, Jennifer got out of bed at approximately 9 a.m. hours and left the residence around 9:30 a.m. because she had a doctor's appointment scheduled at 10:15. All right, now let's take a look at that. So she's heading up, it appears, to the St. Cloud Medical Group right here. And that's right in this area. That's a family practice as well. All right, so this is her apartment. And I think she took this route right here based on the ping information. So 9:48, she's at home. 9:52, right here. She seems to like to go that direction. It's possible she went another direction, but it seemed like the cell towers were pointing the quadrant that the phone pinged off of. Made more sense the way I have it here. And 9:57, right up in this area. So again, remember her appointment's at 10:15. Then 9:59 to 10:02, she's up in this area. She got there on time. And then there is a cell tower that pings her phone that's a 360 degree. I'm not sure if it's a cell tower or what it is, but it has a 360 degree ping radius, so you don't know what side of the tower it's on, but I think it gives you the distance radius ring here of like how far away the phone is from the center. Then at 10:05, she's basically in this area right here, it looks like. I mean, it's consistent with. So then 10:06 to 10:44, she is in the same location right here where it's just pinging like this. So let's take a look at some of these images here. So it is interesting, though, at 10:06, about that time that I have right there, at 10:05, 10:06, Jen and Stephen Stearns are in the same area for 2 minutes. As you can see right here, this is the circle that I was showing you regarding the cell tower, and Stephen Stearns' vehicle is inside that same circle. Now, they're in that area for 2 minutes together, but that doesn't mean that they are physically together. This is an intersection here. There's probably lights somewhere around in here that you have to stop at. It's hard to say, but the vehicle is inside the same circle, and I think they're like right there. See how there's a light there? Perhaps he was driving and had to stop for 2 minutes at a stoplight and then made his way forward. Jennifer is inside of the hospital right here. The area where Stephen Stearns is, he's always up in this area driving around. The smoke shop, smoke online vape shop up here. So he's heading back, and that's just the way you drive right there. And they happen to be in the same area for a 2-minute period of time. And then we have from 10:06 to 10:15, this is the St. Cloud Medical Group Family Medicine. That's exactly where the arrow's pointing. It's really hard to see, but a little faint sort of tan color right there. That's the actual building. And so her phone is consistently inside that circle, and that's where the family practice is. So this would be at, as we see, 10:06 to 10:15. Then we have Stearns is at home at 10:16. All right, now that actually makes sense. He makes it home. See, in red here means Stephen Stearns has made it home at this point. And that is absolutely consistent with the time of 10:05. It takes 11 to 13 minutes to get from that intersection to the apartment. And so it's absolutely consistent with that. He makes it home at 10:16. And at this point, Maddie is in the trunk of his vehicle. It's crazy. And let's read this right here. Jennifer returned home between approximately 11 and 11:15 hours and believes Stephen was home at this time. I asked Jennifer what she and Stephen did when they reunited at the residence. Jennifer stated they had chatted for a little bit, and she asked, "What happened?" I asked what she meant, and she stated Stephen had called her at around 10:18. See right there, 10:18. He got home at 10:16 for a bit, and he was able to call Jennifer at 10:18 hours to let her know he and Maddie had not gone to McDonald's as planned, according to Jennifer. Maddie and Stephen had planned to leave early and have a special breakfast at McDonald's, and he would then drop her off at school early because she wanted to arrive early. So Stephen told Jennifer that on the way to school, Maddie was very sleepy and she wanted to sleep, not get McDonald's, and just wanted to get dropped off. All right. So he's just trying to tell the story, the same bullcrap story that he told the detectives. So let's go back out to Google Earth right here. And so she is in this area from 10:06 to 10:44. All right, then at 10:44, so this would be 29 minutes after her doctor's appointment. And we don't know what kind of doctor's appointment it was. She could have got in there, 10:20, and it was just something really simple. Everybody's like, there's no doctor's appointment in the world that take that long. Well, I've gone to the doctors, and if you have something scheduled like a x-ray or just something really simple to do, a blood draw, something like that, you can get out of there in minutes. You just show up, they call your name because it was scheduled, and you go in, you get it done, and you're gone. So at 10:44, she's out. Now, if you look at right here, I thought this was interesting, is see this cell tower arc like that? That means her phone is inside of here, and the doctor's office is over here. So she definitely went over in this direction over here, and that's 10:44. Then at 10:46 to 10:55, now we have this circle and the arc. Now you can then say that inside of this wedge right here is where Jen was. And if you look at Google Earth, in that's right over here. If you notice the shape of that lake right there, let's go back to the image. See, there's the lake right there. And so she's left of that. She's obviously not in the lake, even though a lot of you out there want to put her in a lake. She's right over here, and I believe it's possible she just went into one of these stores for a minute to do other things. This is Kohl's, so maybe she went in there, don't really know. The doctor's office is just right over there, and she goes over to Kohl's. Perhaps that's what she did. But either way, she seems to be over in that direction. Okay, now it appears that Jen's starting to move away from her doctor's appointment area, which is up here. Notice the phone's pinging here. So likely she's near, right. She could still be actually at this point over at the Kohl's area, because if you look at this concentric circle here, the arc on that, and then this would all put her still over in that area. So it's definitely possible she's still kind of over in that Kohl's area. Just another tower picked her up. Now take a look at this. Jen and Stefan again are in the same general area, but it appears that Jen is driving kind of over in this direction. You can see that the cell tower here it's thicker on this side. They kind of keep the same ones up that were up before, but now she's moving over here, and I think she's probably driving like this, and then Stefan Stearns is on his way back up to, maybe the vape shop yet again. He just loves that vape shop. It's unbelievable. Then, as you can see here, he's way up there by the vape shop and the school. And Jennifer is at home, and this is 11:27. Now, if we go back to what she said, Jennifer returned home between approximately 11 and 11:15. So it's a little bit later than that. She got home, it looks like they have her pinging there at 11:27, but we don't know if there isn't a ping at some point in the area. She's definitely traveling home. If we go take a look at the map here, so you can see right here at 11:20, this cell tower here is pinging where she's driving home at this point. She's trying to make it here. So this cell tower here at 11:20 means that she's probably right around this area. So maybe she went to another store. It's hard to say. That's Stefan Stearns. And actually, Maddie's phone actually pinged at the house at 11:25, because it's sitting there, and likely maybe it's active or just sending a signal from time to time at the house. And then if you look at this, 11:26, Jennifer's phone is pinging on an arc that's right next to the house there. And then that's why we know at 11:27, she's actually at her house, and it's still pinging out that tower, and she's at home at 11:27. So she got home at 11:27, not 11:15. But people are just trying to remember in their head. Maybe they forgot that they stopped at a store and maybe another store because they're so traumatized by the moment. We just don't know. Okay, and then the final slide that I have, Stefan and Jennifer are at the apartment together And it's insane. It's from 11:57 until 12:47. They're both at the apartment after Stephen Stearns had returned back. And that's where they had that conversation in person, because he hadn't been at the same location until around this time. Just think how crazy this is. At 11:57 to 12:47, Jennifer and Stefan are in the house, in the apartment, and Madeline is in the trunk of his vehicle until 12:47, at which time he then probably comes up with some sort of excuse of why he has to leave, and he goes outside and he drives her. Remember how he said, oh, I told her I'd be back to go pick up Madeline with her, etc. But so obviously he said he had to go somewhere and, go to vape shops, the gaming stores, etc. And he takes off, and that is the time where he heads off to dump Madeline's body in the bamboo trees on Old Hickory Tree Road. So after reviewing all of the cell tower information, it appears that Jennifer Soto is telling the truth on the timing. She's a little bit off on when she got home after the doctor's appointment by 15 minutes. And when she arrived home the night of the party, she said 11:30, but it was 11:27. So, that's really accurate when you're just trying to remember where you were. And it appears she definitely was at the doctor's office, or at least in that exact area, for a good 40 minutes or so. I think it was almost an hour, really, when you put it all together. And she's in that area. And then it appears she maybe heads over to Kohl's for a minute or two. Then on the way back, maybe stops at another location. Takes her a while to get home, but she's nowhere near Stephen Stearns during that time. And so what we're going to do next, however, is do the remaining part of the day. And then what I'll likely do is put a video together that combines all of these in succession, and you'll be able to really kind of see the whole piece of the puzzle together. But the next video will be about where did Jennifer go that afternoon. So while she was at home sitting around, Stephen Stearns is over at the crime scene disposing of Madeline Soto's body. And Jennifer sitting at home, and then around, 2:30, she says she likes to leave around 2:30 and then wait an hour to pick up her daughter on a normal day at school. So we'll see if that lines up, or, if it just in general makes sense. Maybe she got there at 3 o'clock and she waited around. I want to see if her cell tower ping locations match up with what she was saying when she was looking for Maddie, how she went there, and then she went over to her mom's office and then went somewhere else. We'll see if it matches up to her statements made to law enforcement. But during the time that she's around the house and about to take off, that's when Stephen Stearns is heading back from placing Madeline's body near the bamboo shoots. This is just so disturbing. I actually do not believe that Jennifer Soto had any knowledge of the death at all based on this ping information. It seems like she's doing her normal things that she'd be doing on that day so far. We'll have to see tomorrow if things match up on where she went later on in that evening. Let's see if we'll actually do it all the way up through the evening when they were at Madeline's mom's work at the insurance company, and the timing of that, and the searching, and then what time they made it back home for the night. All right? And then we'll just kind of keep continuing to work through this ping data, because it is pretty interesting. Stephen Stearns is all over the place at really some crazy hours. But I think he was smart enough a lot of times to leave his cell phone at home, or at least turn it off. So we'll have to see how that all pans out. All right, so I hope you guys found this video interesting. I think it really shows that her version of what she did that day is pretty accurate. 11:15, 11:27. She said 11 to 11:15 she arrived home after the doctor's appointment, but the ping information is 11:27. But keep in mind, that your phone doesn't always continue to ping. She may have been home at 11:20 or so, something like that, because that one cell tower does show that she's over in that direction. And we don't know the exact time she made it into the house. It could be earlier. It cannot be later than 11:27, but it could be earlier for sure. Okay? So again, I want to thank everybody for watching the video. If you could leave a comment in the comment section, let me know what you think. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you all very much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.